if I get to the elbow, just change sides, just change sides. If I get to the elbow here, I come on the elbow here. There's two ways I can attack this limb at this section here. First wrist, then elbow, these 2 points, the first bridge, control the leverage of the limb. The second elbow is controlling the leverage of the body, okay? Now, with that first action, when you brought it up, you bring it up and you catch. Now, I can climb on top of the arm here. When I climb on top of the arm, it can really affect the balance. I can also come up under the arm, above on the tricep here. So it can be done either way. One. Now after the second punch come, you're covering again. Two. Now I can come here, I can come here. But what you're learning to do is link. You're making your way from the first bridge to the second bridge with a lot of vigor, attacking the limb, but also putting a lot of pressure on your opponent's stance. All right, it's very controlling action. You're sealing them in, you're locking them in, because you draw them into this action here. Okay, now again, just lead line here, you can bring it up. If he's quite tall, I can hit on top here now. Okay, so you can put those elbows in all sorts of different combinations, even though you're just, as I said, showing one elbow. Work from here, we'll do the phoenix. We'll lift up, we'll control here. You'll come with this one, control this one. We'll do a vertical and a downward elbow. So we're going to go one, phoenix, can be anywhere to the underneath the rib cage. Okay, you lift and you capture this arm. You lift, capture this arm. You're going to do a vertical and then a downward horizontal. All right, let's start this. If you get here, here. Now, if this arm is round, there's no reason to come this way. All right. So, if I come to here, if this comes round, I'm just going to go here, or I might just defend this round punch. Like you were thinking about, you're getting to here, and he's hit now. You hit here, here, and you're here. You understand? You're going up. He's not going to come around. If he comes around, you've got so much time to work through the inside. You remember, when I get to here, he comes around here, you'll go straight here. You come around here, boom, you're going straight here. Now this action, if he tries to come around, this is basic defense. When you see someone throw a punch, they just bring their hand up like this. This is an elbow strike. All right? So rather than thinking I get to here and just defending this, I be offensive with it and I move in with this. I bring my hand up right behind the back of my neck here, just in case that comes through. It comes through and he brings his hand up behind my back of my, just to protect the back of the neck. So it's like you put your hand through your head and you bring your hand in behind the back of your neck, just to protect the back of your neck. But you think about driving in with this. Don't just stand there and defend and get knocked over the place. Upward, vertical elbow strike. It is a defense and an attack simultaneously. I don't want you guys, at this point when you've hit here, now, this one, lift straight up, control. Now you do it. Now again, because if you want to throw that punch, you're covering this line. You either cover this arm on that punch, you come around, you cover this arm, or if he doesn't punch, you cover this arm. You can cover the shoulder, but you're not going to get leverage. You're not going to control his balance. And he has a free arm. Some people like to cover here. He's not controlling the limb. He can do things to you. He can move his arm. So better to control the elbow than to control the shoulder. All right. So what's going to happen now is, as I've done this elbow, this hand's sitting underneath. So he's going to punch now, and I'm going to come through the inside here. All right, so you go here. From this position, my hand's underneath. So I'm coming, this is on top. Let's just change the angle a little bit. So as I go here, this hand come underneath. Okay. Now at this point, there's going to be a little bit of pressure, so you might step out, step out, step out. First one was just give myself footwork, let it go, let the force go. Because when I make contact with this limb, force can only travel, it can keep pushing through. Yeah? Be it downwards or across, it can keep pushing through. That's one option. Second option, it makes contact and the limb loses momentum and it stops and he does nothing. He freezes, which is pretty rare. The third is it makes contact and it moves away, which usually means this way is coming, generally. Doesn't always, but that's the three things of what he can do, really. It's going to make contact with you and push through. It's going to make contact with you, maintain contact and do nothing. Or it's going to make contact and move away. So, after here, and I go here, if I use a bit of footwork, it's pushing through. I go here, then I can come here. I make contact with it. I circle and come on top. I actually attack it. It's not pushing through, but I need to make room, so I hewn and get on top. Or three, I make contact, he comes with the other hand, now I cover this line, and I come here now. That covers all three options. When you do this form, you're going here, here, 1, 2, 3, and then, big hewn. So you've done your 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you interrupt. You exchange 2, 3. Okay? So, at this point here, look, you can be here, and you might get pressure, and I exchange 2, 3. All right? You just release that pressure on that arm. You're here, you just exchange, and you exchange. Now again, this is the same concept as before. Even though I'm moving my feet and I look like I'm moving away from my opponent, what Hussein is feeling is not a gap that he feels he can come in. Because if the point of contact is here, and make a little bit of pressure, forward energy here. Even though I'm stepping back here, there's no release at the point of contact. Now I move back with my feet, but what he experienced through his hand is not a moment where he can move forward. Now I did it from both sides. I did it from cross and I did it from parallel. All right. We'll start with the defense against the grab. And you go here, kick, kick, side, redirect, come on top, on top. Is that too much? Okay, so come over here. He grabs. You're here, all right? Kick, side, redirect, cover, change. Just queuing it up and come on top. That gives you a full explanation. But again, you could apply this movement in so many ways, so many different ways. I just give you a basic option so you get a concept of how you could apply this full action with a partner. So you get a concept. You get a relationship to what you're doing to the form. Footwork might be 100%, the kicking might not be the same completely, but the concept is there. Paint the punch, you shoot the leg. We'll just change the angle. Okay, he just feint the punch, he shoot the leg. Now, if the head here, or it doesn't matter if the head is here, if the head is here, I turn back this way. I'm changing my angle, I'm making a strong base. Changing my angle. 2, 3, or if you come this way, as he punch, I up, he go down. Now he's got one movement, I've got one movement. One movement. 2, 3. Now don't think I have to hit here, because if his head nice and close, you feel a cramp, you stick your finger in here. You'll find some holes. What do they call it? The bowling ball technique. Yeah, you just stick your fingers in here. You can. Now he's probably going to try to take you down. That's why you need to make your base. You make your base. All right, make yourself step back. Because if he gets hold of both legs, you're gone. But if I get this leg out, okay, I can start putting pressure here. I can boom, boom, boom. You can start hitting here and start doing this sort of stuff. You know, getting your fingers in there. Doesn't mean he's not going to keep putting pressure. And yes, you may end up on your butt. There's no absolutes. It's a technique to stop a takedown. All right. Now, again, as you shoot and he come down and I go here, 1, 2, 3. Maybe I come with this elbow and then come with this elbow. That may be, or maybe what's happened is he feint down. No, just go 1, 2 now. Yeah, so I go 1, 2, and he throw another one. 1, 2, come, 3, 4, 5. I'm coming now with defense. How do you relate the movement? Are you going to be offensive in nature? Are you going to be defensive in nature? It just depends. Okay. The guy gets your leg, you'll go down very quickly. And any of you guys who study the jiu-jitsu here, you'll know this. Before you know it, you're on your ass. Okay, so as soon as you step back, as soon as he get here, okay, very easy for him to take you down. No, I didn't do anything, did I? Again, here, hold your arm out. Here is the leverage. Here is control of the balance. Hey, look at this. Leverage, control of the balance. There's not an absolute here. All right? There's no absolutes. But what you have to understand is he's got one movement, I've got one movement. So as soon as you defend this and he shoot down, you got one movement. This one movement may be completely messed up. As he went down, you go, his hand down here, you go like this. If you're doing this even for a minute, you go on your ass. You're gone. Then you might need to sprawl, you might need to think about sweeping, because as soon as he takes you, you have option to sweep, you have option to change position. Then you've got to really look at what you're doing on the ground. Parallel. You're coming with the punch around my guard. I step off. Now at this point here, if you step back, you kick with the front kick. Now at this point, I'm coming through here. It can be here. If you're blocking this hand, you have both hands inside, or I'm coming here. You block this one. Yeah, then you're coming underneath here. Grab your partner. Start doing. But I'm maintaining bridge. Now it's probably going to go down. So again, you go up and then you go in after him. What are you doing there? Are you defending? Are you attacking? Because if I get to, we'll pour it down and punch. From here, if I go in here, I could be hitting here. I could be defending here. Yeah. 2, 3, punch, lan, the lan, lap. Now if you come, you can go here, you can even come here, depending on how you're relating this action. One, two, no, this one now, this one, two, oops, excuse me, and then three. You're just looking at combinations. But the main part is that movement we did at the very beginning when we did our elbow. We're now doing it again, but we're attacking the elbow, wrist, elbow, first bridge, second bridge. Center line, central line. Then you turn your center and you cover this point. So again, you give me a line of force. Rather than coming here now, I come here now. I anchor this. 1, 2, 3. The other side is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then here. All right, doing this type of action. You can do it like this. There's nothing wrong with that. And even jiu-jitsu, they do it like a roll into a knee bar with this technique. So this, again, human body doesn't change too much. You don't want to bring it up right between your legs and crack yourself. That's not a good idea. Understand, when Huss came around to my blind side, and he started hitting me like this, all right, when I went down, see where the leverage is here? It's on my leg here. It's like a springboard to get out of there. All right, now, that's one option. The other option is you're defending getting up off the ground and he's pushed me to the ground, boom. And as I'm lifting, he's punching. You're clearing your path. Same thing here, he just pushed me from behind, punch. Push me from behind, punch. This action finds what you're doing, and if he's close enough and he's doing a round punch, you can even hit with this action. This action, it's a central line action, so you have it coming down the central lines from above, you have it coming up with the fat, and you have it coming out with the fat. So you see three different ways of doing this action. One that cuts straight through the horizontal lines, one that drops and swings up from underneath, which we just did a moment ago, and now this one that comes right over the top.